Hi guys, today I'm creating this fun makeup look that I have hidden for you in black and white because I don't want to spoil the surprise. I would really appreciate it if you take a moment to like the video. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you go. It is absolutely free to subscribe to me, so please subscribe to my channel down below. But let's go ahead and get into the palette bingo of shame so you can see how the look turned out in full color. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Michelle. If you've never seen my face before, today I'm going to be doing a palette bingo. It's part of a group collab it's part of a monthly collab that I'm participating in. Today's palette, we're going to be using the NATASHA DENONA Sunrise palette for today's video, which is going to be a palette bingo of shame. So I'm really excited to get to use my NATASHA DENONA Sunrise palette again today. This is the palette that we are using in the group collab. This is the palette we are using this month in this monthly collab. God, it was so early when I was filming the video that I forgot to include the host information and to thank them so much for letting me join again this month. Thank you so much to Dub's Beauty Diary and also to Makeup and the Mundane. They both have a YouTube channel here. I will include their channels down below, and you can reach out to them there or on Instagram if you would like to participate in the next month's collab. Next month, we'll be doing the mini NATASHA DENONA palettes, and like there's a handful of them that have been selected. And so yeah, if you would like to participate or to dupe the vibe, if you don't have those palettes, be sure to reach out to either of them and let them know so that you can be included in the group collab. Back to the video. And this is what my palette looks like. I'm going to give you this is what my palette looks like. I'm going to give you a close-up so you can get a good look at the usage or lack thereof. Try not to blind you with the light, but I just want you to see the different angles of the pans so that you can see usage. Anyway, yeah, I got this palette when it was being clearanced out. I got it for $32. I believe it was $32. Maybe it was $31. Anyway, I got it for about 30 bucks, and that made me really excited. Sadly, I have not used this palette very much, and I still need to form, and I still have some shades in here that I haven't even used yet. So I'm really excited to get to use this palette today. I'm going to prime my eyes, and then I will show you the numbers, and then I will share with you okay, and then we'll look at the shadows. Then we'll look at the shades that were selected by the random number generator. I haven't even looked to see what shades they correlate to, so I have no idea what I'm in store for. Let me get my eyes primed and we'll find out together. Priming my eyes with my MAC paint pot just because it is my absolute favorite. I'm going to go ahead and blank out the entire lid because I don't know what shades I got pulled for me. And so, like, I have no idea what kind of a look I'm going to create. Sometimes with some looks, I won't bring my eye base all the way up, like if I'm going for a more natural kind of a look. But I really don't know what I'm going to be doing. So I just want eye base everywhere so I could just have a nice, clean, blank slate. Okay. Let's see what shades got pulled from this palette. While I give that a moment to set, I wrote down here are the numbers right there. So I'm going to look. Okay, there's 15 shades in the palette. There's 15 shades in the palette, and I went across the row starting here as number 1, and this will be number 15. So the first number is number 9. So this really pretty peachy matte. The next shade is number 11. It's going to be this darker matte. Oh, I'm glad about that. Those two look really good together. Number 6 is this purple. Ooh, we're already starting off with a fun, like Halloween kind of a color story, which is so fitting for this month. Next is number 8. So it's this like coppery shimmer there just before the peach. And lastly is number 12. Wow. Okay, so I got a lot of mattes and 2 shimmers. Okay, I got 3 mattes and 2 shimmers. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Let me go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the deepest shade here, because I really want to get as much pigment and opacity as possible. I don't want my deep shade to be kind of softened up in any way. So I'm going to start off with this deep shade in the outer corner of the whole crease. Ooh, that got a little big. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to work with it. I'm just going to keep that out here. This might not have been the best brush to grab, but you know, I'm going to make it work. Oops, I forgot to tap out the crease on that side, and I think I just set a crease, so that's gonna look great. I am using a Zoeva brush, part of the like big giant Zoeva brush haul that I got at Marshall's one time. I have a lot of friends in the EU that love Zoeva brushes, and so I was super excited to try them. So when I found a bunch of them for like $2 and $3, and several of them were natural haired, I decided, let me go ahead and pick all these brushes up and check it out. So I spent about $25 and got like a dozen or more brushes. I can't remember. And so far, sorry to say, but I've been rather disappointed. They're very scratchy. They do work well, as you can see, but like they scratch my eyes as I'm using them. Like right now, my eyes feel irritated, like they've been poked by a bunch of little needles. And that's not fun. Okay. Next, I'm going to use the Peachy Matte to blend out the top edge. I don't normally like peachy shades, but I have learned how to use them. And so now, like, and it's only because they kind of clash with my skin tone, but I have learned how to use them instead of trying to create like a peach color on me with the peachy shades. I use them more to blend out some of the deepening tones, like some of the deeper tones, and just to warm up the shades to blend into my to blend into my complexion a little bit. And I have found that using peachy shades in that manner tends to work for me a lot better, because I just haven't been a big fan of them. NATASHA DENONA really does add a lot of, like, in my opinion, she adds peach to a lot of her palettes. And I wondered for the longest time, like, why are you always putting a peach in your palettes? And I finally figured out it's because, you know, for people that have a warmer skin tones, and if a shade is a little bit too cool tone, you can use that peach just to blend out the top edge into your skin tone a little bit better, so it doesn't look quite so garish on certain skin tones. And so it's really just, you know, for making the palette more universal, in my opinion. I don't feel like it's supposed to be there to be a peachy warm tone, although of course you can use it that way too. But okay, so that's where we're starting off so far. I need to take a sip of my coffee. It's still pretty early, and this is my first cup of coffee, so pardon me. Okay, so I've used 2 shades. Next, I've got this yellow here, which I think I'm going to use for the lower lash line. And then I've got that shimmer there, plus that beautiful purple there. All right, so I'm going to go with, I'm going to use my Rose and Ben E27 brush. I picked up a second one of these on Amazon Prime Day. So this was my Amazon Prime haul. I picked up a second one of these. That's all I purchased. Oh no, that's not true. I also picked up a set of BK Beauty brush dupes. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to use this yellow here, the yellow matte. on the front part of the crease. Blending it up into that outer stuff that I've got going on. So I challenged myself. The rules of this palette bingo were that you're supposed to select 5 to 8 shades, whatever you're comfortable with, and you're supposed to randomly select them. So you use like a number generator to select the shades that get chosen for you, and we create a look. And so the participants, like most of the participants are on Instagram, and they're just like sharing their photo, which is fine. But you do have the opportunity, if you have a YouTube channel and you want to do a look for here on YouTube. And so that's what I really enjoy, is because like I want to share, you know, my looks with you here on YouTube, mainly to inspire you to just pull your palettes out and use them. You know, maybe not necessarily to have you try to recreate my looks, you know, but if you want to, like, that's why I try to do it step by step, in case somebody who doesn't know how to do eyeshadow wants to recreate a look that I create or whatever, or just to see how I do techniques and stuff. Okay, so I'm using that really, really bright, that like kind of yellowy gold. It's looking more peachy orange on screen, but this is more of like a deep cornflower yellow, like corn maze type of a shade. Very fall, very beautiful. And it's so funny that I always considered this palette to be more of like a early summer palette, but as I'm looking at it really here closely and getting into the colors more and more, this is the perfect palette for fall. This is Halloween colors in a palette for sure. Okay, so I've officially used all the mattes that I have. I am going to do, all right, I was originally thinking that I was going to do the purple all over the lid, but I think I'm going to save that really beautiful purple for the inner corner pop, and I'm going to go in with this shade all over the lid. So let me add, I'm going to use this shade here all over the lid. I know that this purple is going to seem kind of like random and like out of nowhere, but I mean, that's how palette bingos go. I think I'm going to be able to make it work though. Last but not least, here comes the money shot. Let's see how this beautiful purple lavender works as an inner corner highlight. Not quite the exciting pop of lavender purple I was hoping for. It's a little bit more like sheer, I feel like. It does give enough of a shimmer, and it's not so stark white that I do feel like it goes nicely like here in person, and it does provide a little bit of light, but it's just not the impact that I was hoping for. So I'm going to try my finger. Let's hope for something here. Oh, yeah. That's better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get the purple to show like in any photographs that I post the look on. Yeah, see, it got a little bit too far down because it's purple, but I don't know. It looks okay. Let me try. Okay, well, hold on. I'm going to use the darkest matte again to deepen up the lower lash line edge here on the outer half. And just to make sure that here at the lash line, I've got that like dark kind of wing vibe that I like so much. Okay. So I've officially used all of the shades. I'm going to do a little bit of blending. Different blender now. Okay. I feel like I want to bring that lavender shade across the middle of the lid because I just feel like that copper isn't doing it for me enough. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So now I've got a little hint of some iridescence right over the pupil, even though it's a little darker than normally I like to go for. I would like to add like a champagne kind of a color, both in the inner corner and in the brow bone, but it didn't get pulled for me, and there really isn't one in this palette. Oh yeah, there is. There is one here. So, okay. I'm going to add some finishing touches, and I'll be right back to show you my completed look for the Bingo of Shame palette collab with the Sunrise palette for October. Okay, friends, here is the finished look. Let me give you a close-up of the eyes. Pardon that I am starting to sweat. I don't have the AC on or the ceiling fan on, and yeah, I got a lot of hair and full face of makeup on now. This ring light doesn't do me any favors, but okay, so let's take a good look at the whole makeup look. I hope that you can see the different accents of the eyeliner that I used. So I did finish the look off with both of these gel pots from Melt. Here are the shade names. Curious? I am wearing the About Face liquid lip, but I feel like it's expired now. It smells a little alcohol-y, and that's not how they normally smell, so it might be time to throw that one out. I did intensify the blush that I was wearing, so I added a little bit more purple in the front. Towards the back of the cheek, I went into my Pat McGrath and used this deeper shade. Here is the palette name of this one. I stacked both of these mascaras on the top lashes and the Brown Bad Gal Bang for the lower lash line. For the eyeliners, I used my new the new formula of KVD liquid liner in the brown, and this Mad Max brown is so much better than the older formula. This now performs like the black one did, which that wasn't my experience in the past with their brown liners, so I'm so glad that they revamped that. I have yet to try the black one, but I'll be doing that soon as my older version of the black liner expires. Anyhow, these are the two About Face shadow sticks that I used. I used the white one in the inner. I used the white one in the waterline because I just felt like the look was so dark that it needed a little bit of brightness. And I used the kind of like shimmery skin toned one, the one that matches my skin tone, just right here in the inner corner. You can see it catching the light a little bit. And that is the finished look. So let me give you a really close up of how I did the eyeliner. Let me know what you think. Here's what it looks like up close. Yeah, anyways, I had a lot of fun playing with this palette today, and this look was so much deeper than any look I ever anticipated getting out of this palette. For whatever reason, I just felt like it was more of a lighter palette. I feel like I kind of just remembered this side of the palette and that light one. I didn't remember how punchy these mattes are, so I'm really happy to have gotten more use out of this palette today and gotten to know the palette a little bit better. So I had so much fun playing with it, and I had so much fun playing with the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette today and creating this really fun makeup look for fall. Let me know what you think of the look down below. I love to hear from y'all. If you enjoyed today's video, I would really appreciate it if you take a moment to like the video. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you go. It is absolutely free to subscribe to me, so please subscribe to my channel down below, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!